today I'm here to finally do a top 5 Tuesday video, and I was back home last Tuesday, but I just couldn't find the energy or the will or the anything to film a video last week. Like I said I was gonna film one the first Tuesday I got back, I'm pretty sure, but I didn't. And then I had 8 whole days to upload 2 videos, and I uploaded one of them right on the last day. So I've had a really hard time getting back into booktube and to reading and to being like this person again, because it was so relaxed. You know, I'm on holidays, I wasn't worrying about this, and then I was like, oh my god, I spend so much time uploading videos, and I do love it, but it was really that shock of like, oh god, I gotta get back into the system here. Like, I gotta get back into doing what I do. Like, I do have the time to do it. It's not like a stress thing. Like, obviously if I'm going out or if I have like a really long day at work, I'm not gonna upload those days. That's why I can't really do a full-on set uploading days. Like, Tuesday's my only set day, but other than that, anything could happen because my shifts can sometimes be all over the place. Like, I know the days that I work, but sometimes the times can be a bit different, so it's hard to get back into that frame of mind. But still, I'm happy, I'm here. This is finally me present. Everything that I feel like I've uploaded has been me from like a while ago or something I filmed last week. Actually, I haven't even uploaded my video that I filmed last week to do that. But today I thought was the time to finally talk about my top 5 favorite audiobooks, because I wanted to do it when I had only listened to 5, but I needed to make sure I listened to a lot more so that I had a broader range of picking here for what actually is my favorite. I've listened to 22 audiobooks this year so far, which I think is pretty good, and one of the main reasons I've managed to hit my Goodreads goal for reading wise. Like, I feel like I would have been like way behind and freaking, but audiobooks are so good. I just love having them there, like, as something to listen to. It just gives me another outlet for reading, and it makes me feel like I'm reading so much more. But generally the books that I listen to aren't on my TBR, so they're good, but they're also not good, but I'm still reading, so it's a love-hate relationship with audiobooks, but I do ultimately love them. But I'm excited to tell you what my top 5 favorite audiobooks I listened to this year, and I might make it like a yearly top 5 Tuesday video so I can like talk about these ones, and then next year I can talk about my favorites of the year. But anyway, let's get into it. So number 5 on my list is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This is the one that I most recently listened to. I haven't really listened to any audiobooks this month, and I don't think I'm gonna get any finished, but I was away and I tried to listen to some, but I've had quite a few issues with Scribd at the moment, and I also think it led to me going way over my data usage without me realizing it, because some background data stuff was happening. So I had no data last month, which was really annoying. Like, I did have the data thing that you do for traveling, but it pissed me off because an audiobook caused it to like go over, I'm pretty sure. But then I had a glitch with an audiobook that I listened to and then I put down, and I had another glitch with an audiobook listened to, put down, and then another one. And so I've gotten rid of all the ones that have been glitching, and the one that I'm currently listening to now seems to be working. So I hope this issue is just behind me right now, because it's been something that's been stressing me for a month, and I was so like, I don't want to give up audiobooks, but like, why are they doing this? But I listened to this one most recently, even though it was over like a month ago, but I loved it so much. It's set in a Renaissance fair, which is really fun, and it's the main character. Her niece wants to join the fair, and she has to go as like a guardian for her, and she ends up being in the fair, and she dresses up as a tavern wench, and it's really cool because they have all this different historical stuff happening. And then there's the guy that runs it, who is really kind of uptight and just like to the book, and he just, a lot of things annoy him, but when he's in character he's like really flirty and nice to her, and it's just such a cute little relationship that I really enjoyed. And the book just was so good, and it was so unexpectedly good too, because I listened to a lot of adult contemporaries last month, and this was my favorite out of all of them because it was just so good. So it's cute, it's great. If you want a fun romance read to listen to, this is the one to pick. So I bought a copy of Well Met, and it's coming in the mail at the moment, but the rest of them I have the physical copies already because I just love them so much. I have no self-control. I feel like every book I've ever read I just want to own a copy of. Like, there has been only a couple of times I've been able to unhaul books that I've read. Like, even if I didn't like them, I'm like, I don't want to get rid of them because like I've read them. It makes my collection look nice. So there's a lot of audiobooks that I've read that is in there. So the rest of them now I actually have the physical book. But number 4 on my list is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So this, on the other hand, was the first audiobook I ever listened to, and it was one of the main reasons I wanted to start listening to audiobooks. And I remember because Sasha loved it so much, and it was really expensive to buy online, and then I was like, hey, so where do you like listen to your audiobooks? Because I was getting intrigued. And Scribd is really good because it's only like 13 bucks a month and you get to listen to unlimited audiobooks. So I think pretty much well worth it to like read them through this one. And even though it doesn't have all the titles out there, they still have a pretty good selection. But I just loved Evelyn's story so much, and like seeing her go through her life and seeing the 7 husbands, and it's just so investing and interesting. And she is just such a good writer that anything she's going to write I think I'm going to read, because I've basically gone through all of her works and I just love this author and her captivating story so much. Okay, number 3 on my list is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This is an amazing book. I highly recommend it. I really loved listening to it, but the main factor that I love of this book is it is a murder mystery, because there is this school that like 80 years ago, the owner of the school, like him and his wife and he had a daughter, were all there, and then his wife and daughter went missing, and then they were like found dead, and then it's trying to figure out who did it. Then the main character Stevie, she's really into the murder mystery podcast. She wants a serial killer, like she wants to be a person that notices these details to help, and she goes to the school because she wants to figure out the case. But then people start dying in her time, and so now it's like she's trying to figure out the original case, she's trying to figure out who's getting murdered now, and it's just so interesting. And it's an amazing boarding school. It's set in Canada, and there is a trilogy of books, and the 3rd one is coming out next year. I'm like so excited because it's such a good book. But I really just highly recommend, and it's just so investing because you just want to know. You get the setup in this book, but then it's the 2nd book that it really starts happening, and I don't even know what's going to happen in the 3rd book. Like, it is intense. Okay, number 2 on my list is Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Oh my god, this is another one that Sasha was just obsessed with, and I had to listen to it because I take her recommendations very seriously, because she reads good books and I like to read books that she's read. But I didn't know I wanted to read this book at first. Like, I saw the cover and I was like, I don't really know what this is about. But then you find out that it's about the president's son falling in love with the Prince of Wales. Like, what more can you want? This is such a unique plot, but Alex and Henry are such individual characters that are so beautiful, and their relationship is just grown so well, and I am just obsessed with them. And this is a book that I definitely feel I could just keep rereading and rereading. Like, I probably wouldn't reread it until like next year, but like all of these ones, like basically I feel that any book that I do buy from an audiobook to this form, I could see myself rereading, and that is the main reason why I do want to buy them, because I feel that reading stuff in a different format from like listening to it on audiobook, because I do that a lot, where like if I've listened to it on audiobook and then I start reading a book physically, it feels really weird because I like their voices. But then this way, if I go from audiobook one read to physical reading the next, it can go really well. But I just love this book, and I can't wait to see what else Casey McQuiston's going to write, because this was amazing and she needs to make more amazing books too. Okay, number 1 on my list is Sadie by Courtney Summers. This isn't a pleasant book by any means, but the fact that with this audiobook there is over 40 different voices in the narrative cast, and you just feel that you're in the story. It's such an interesting story. This book is about Sadie and her younger sister who died only recently, and Sadie knows who the murderer is, but she wants to catch them. So she is just left and she is trying to catch the murderer, and she's going through a trail of trying to find out where he is. But then the other main character is Wes McCrae, who writes podcasts, and he is writing a podcast about Sadie's life. So as we're seeing Sadie in real time, we're seeing Wes later on retelling her story and retelling what she's won and retelling the murder mystery, and like you seeing where he finds key details of where Sadie has been and where she has been, and like he's interviewing everyone and there's all the different voices, and Sadie has a lisp, and you really hear that in the narration of Sadie in this book. And it's just such a heartbreaking story when you do get to the end and you realize what's going on, and everything is just so heartbreaking. It almost felt like you were in a movie, because you had that serious podcast feel, but then you also have the narrated chapters from Sadie. Like, it is like so good. Like, if people haven't read this yet, you really need to. And I feel like there is going to be a lot of trigger warnings, but I don't really want to say what they are, because they're a key thing that isn't revealed until the end of the book. But just know that this book is gritty and hard, and you will feel sad while reading it, but it was so good. So these are all of my favorite audiobooks, and I will have my copy of Well Met. I probably could have filmed this in a week, but I was just too excited. I really needed to talk about them. But anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!